All right, good morning, everybody. Well, let's take a look and see what we have. Looking at the indices, looks like the Dow's going to open up a little bit higher today. Looking at our scan, it's a 50-50 on which way this market's going to go today. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bounce in here. Let's take a look at this Dow chart real quick here. See, we still have this gap. This is yesterday's actions. We still have this gap going all the way back to November 2020. And it's a pretty good sized gap, which is down here. So I think we're going to get that filled up. Now, whether we do it today or tomorrow or whatever, I think we're going to fill it up before the end of the week. We'll see how that works out. So I'm watching for that gap to get filled up. Now, the question is, after that gap gets filled up, are we going down to this prior low back on the 29th of 2020, October? I personally think so, but we'll just have to wait and see. But first of all, got to get this gap filled up, which I think we're going to do here by Friday. So we'll see how that works out. All right. So we're going to continue to, here's the markets we're going to be trading this morning. RTY, which is going to be the mini Russell. Continue to watch NQ, mini NASDAQ, GC for gold, NG for natural gas. For the currencies, Euro, US, US yen. Continue to watch Apple, Microsoft, GM, and Home Depot on the stocks. Seeing a really nice, if Home Depot can come up to, going to get a nice HF1 buy on Home Depot at 273.18. So let's mark that, 273.18. So that'll be a good entry up there, 273.18. 73.18, 73.20. Probably get it a little bit before 20 at 18. All right, so nothing. Had a couple nice trades this morning on the mini NASDAQ prior to opening up here. Really nice. Had a nice buy in natural gas, but nothing setting up at this point. So those that are joining us on YouTube and Facebook, thank you. Briefly, what we're doing here is I am demonstrating my approach to trading, which is different than most. These are patterns that I discovered back in the middle 80s, so about 35 years ago, and they have held up all these years, not only in one market, but in pretty much any market you want to trade. So that's why you're seeing an couple indices here, RTY and NQ. You're seeing some commodities, got some foreign currencies, got some stocks. And so the two techniques I'm going to be using this morning is called Einstein. We'll use that on the indices, the commodities, and the stocks. Einstein is basically, it's a mathematical formula that was developed actually by a very smart trader back in the early 80s. And it was disclosed to me, and then what I did is I combined it with my patterns. And what it does is allows us to get an exact entry point, a profit target, and or reversal. All right. The percentage of hitting profit target before hitting a reversal varies between 72 and 80%. And that's across the board with whatever you're trading. And then on the currencies, we're going to be using one of 5 different behavioral patterns, only patterns. And we do teach that in the silver package. And that's basically when we put a trade on, we typically it's more time sensitive. So we don't hold it more than 4 to 5 minutes, and then we get out. Whereas with Einstein, we're waiting to either get in a target or reversal. Now, if we do hit reversal on Einstein, it will provide us with a new target in the opposite direction. And right now, I don't see any new setups yet, so we're going to just be patient and wait. Home Depot, we'll see if that Home Depot comes up. That'd be a really nice buy. 273.18 if Home Depot comes up and hits that this morning. The other thing is we're not going to have a full hour of the morning show. Probably gonna have to get out of here around 9:20, 9:25, somewhere in that area. So we won't have the full hour. Apologize for that, but I've got an important thing to do. But nonetheless, we can maybe get a few setups here, and right before the opening bell. I won't be here for the opening bell, but it does look like we're gonna have. It does look like we're gonna have a higher opening. I'm not expecting a big higher opening. Question is it gonna hold it? Is it gonna rally? Or is it gonna try to flush out and head towards it, filling up that gap? So we'll see. I have never used a tape. Jesse Livermore used a tape and was very successful. That's why I think putting in screen time. So somebody asked me in chat if I've ever used watching the tape, which is basically way back when all they had is like a little ticker tape, and they have charts and everything. And so Jesse Livermore, very successful trader, he just watched the tape. He just watched the ticker tape, and that's all he needed. So, I think that's why I highly suggest people spend a lot of time in front of charts. I think, the short-term charts like 1 minute and 5 minutes are really good because it kind of gives you a real good feel for the action. And so, and that's basically what he did. And basically, he was just developing a really, first of all, he only traded a few things. I think he was heavy in the grains, if I'm not mistaken. And, he really got to know the personality of those markets. And of course, when you're trading, anything that has seasons like, the grains and things like that, orange juice, if you're a commodity trader, there's, he was always aware of the seasonals as well, but basically just a good feel for the action, and so you don't need charts. I mean, you could be a good trader. There's so many different ways to trade, but if you can get a good feel for price action, I mean, that's really going to be the key, is understanding price action. Indicators and patterns and all that, they go so far, but still it's that feel that you get for the market action is what will make you a long-term successful trader. And so spend as much time as you can in front of the charts. So back in the 80s, what I used to do is I traded, we were heavily into the S&P 500. That's when a point back then was $500. It was definitely a monster. And what I would do is I would take my charts at the end of the day, and I'd print them out, and I'd put them in this big 3-ring binder. And every night before I went to bed, I would just go through those charts over and over. I just look at them, just go over them over and over and over again. Every night. And after a while, you accumulate 500-600 charts. But I would do the same thing over and over again. That's how I started finding these patterns. So, it depends how much passion you have. If you have a lot of passion, you're going to be good at what you do, whether it be trading stocks, commodities, anything. If you want to be a professional quarterback, you've got to put in the time. You've got to have that passion for being the best and being as good as you possibly can. That's going to come through hard work and dedication. You're not going to make it as what I call a hobbyist trader. A hobbyist trader is those that maybe once or twice a week they're trade. They don't really spend much. They're always looking for somebody just to give them the signals or system that's going to make it so easy. And it's just Folks, it just really doesn't exist. You've got to put in the time if you want to be successful. Yeah, you're going to hit some wins here and there, but overall, long term, if you want to be in this game long term and be successful and consistently profitable, then yeah, you got to put in the time. So I'm a straight shooter. I tell all my students that, and those that are doing it are doing extremely well. They're full-time traders now. But I have to be honest, that's the minority. Most people just want to make it easy and they don't put in the time, and so they don't have very good results. So that is the reality. I'm not going to kid you and say everything that I teach is going to be magic. You still got to put in the time and learn these patterns. Do the patterns give you an advantage? Absolutely. They put the probabilities in your favor? Absolutely. But like I said, people are always asking, what are the how successful is it? How many wins? What's the percentage of winnings? It doesn't matter. Most people, and I promise you this is a true statement, I would say at least 98% of traders, if I handed them a system that guaranteed them a 95% win rate, they would still all lose money. I almost guarantee you that. Because most traders try to avoid pain, right? I mean, it's a natural thing. They try to avoid losses, and losses are part of the game. So let's say you have a system that's 95%. 95% against what? 10 trades, 100, 200 trades? Usually you have to look at a big sample. So even at a 95% winning, if you had a system that was winning 95% of the time, say over 200 trades, you could still have 10 losers in a row. Now doesn't usually happen, but it could. You can certainly get 2 or 3 losses in a row. Most traders at that point, after 2 losses, are going to stop trading and they're going to wait and see if things come back. And what happens is they miss all the winning trades and they jump in and they take some more losing trades. And I've worked with people since the 80s, and I see it over and over, and nothing has changed since then. It's just they sit on the sidelines and they wait till something looks good, and then they always get in on the losing trades. And then the good trades that don't look, the good trades don't look good, so they don't trade them. They don't take them because they don't look good. Because think about it. If it looks good to them, it looks good to the 98% of the other traders out there, right? And if 98% of traders are losing money, then just because something looks good on the charts doesn't mean it really is a good trade. There's more to it than that. So anyway, put in the time. Screen time is so important. If you have to print out the charts and look at them at night, do that. Because a lot of this stuff, your subconscious is going to pick up. And if you look at it long enough, sometimes it comes out through a dream, which has happened to me, or sometimes all of a sudden you just kind of see it as you're looking at your charts. You start seeing these neat patterns. So I'm just kind of watching here and seeing, I still don't see anything. Once again, today I'm going to be cutting it short on this live morning show. I've got to run to the airport, and I've got to get somebody to the airport early this morning, so I'm not going to be able to stay here at the opening bell. I'm going to have to pull out right before then, but I'm still seeing if we can get a few trades off. Maybe a possible short come out on natural gas. We'll watch that. We had some earlier trades. We had a nice little mini NASDAQ trade that came in prior to us starting the live morning show. We had a nice buy on the natural gas, and we ended up getting a nice little short here on this natural gas. So watch that. You would think with what's going on with gas and everything, you would think it's going to go higher, right? I mean, that would be what most people are expecting it to go higher. But you know what? You can do very well on some short trades in here. So the market's going to do what the market wants to do despite the fundamentals. See, despite the fundamentals, and sometimes the fundamentals, it's already been factored into the market. So while the public's out there hearing about the shortage of gas and everybody's buying it, there's good opportunities on the short side. Oh my God, Jerry Long, where in the heck have you been? Where have you been? Right now, when we first started trading, um, candlesticks were not introduced, and so all we had were just your regular bars. Open, high, low, close. You didn't, they were colored. I mean, we had some colored ones, but overall, they were pretty much all the same color. And but back then we were looking at the open, high, low, close relationship, and candlestick just kind of highlights that a little bit, makes it easier to visually see it. But honestly, I think, at least for me, now I may not be for everybody, but just using regular bar charts, I think you see a whole new kind of dimension to the market that you can get distracted with these candlesticks. Because sometimes a green bar doesn't necessarily mean the market's going to go up, and a red bar doesn't necessarily mean the market's going to continue to go down. And that was a nice thing about using the, your regular charts, bar charts, because you didn't see those colors. All you saw was the action. And yeah, you could see the open and low, and the high, open, high, low, close, but you didn't see it. You didn't see it in color, so you really, just because it was coming down back then, I mean, it didn't necessarily mean it was going to go down. I mean, you could, a lot of times you could see that a down bar or open to close relationship. So let's say the market opens, closes lower, you see a down bar. Well, that would print red right in a regular candlestick. But on just a regular bar chart, all you saw was a gray bar with a little notch showing where it opened, a little notch showing where it closed. So it just gave you a really, really good feel for trading. Okay, natural gas just went short on Einstein, so let's look at that. Okay, natural gas, going to show a target down to 66.45, 66.45. I love natural gas, one of my favorites. So 66.45. Is that short? And if we need to reverse, let's say we don't hit our target first, then I'm going to reverse if it comes up here to 67.95. $67.95. Trying to get an alert in there, but I won't take it. But I think I'm going to hit my target anyway. 66.45 is my target. Is it showing? I don't know why it doesn't do that. Okay, let me draw that line in there, 66.45. Why is it not showing up? Now let's make that green. I'll make it green. That's our target, 66.45. Still not showing that. Yeah, there we go. All right, 66.45. $66.47, $66.46. It's close. All right. So what do we have going on today? We have well, we had one report this morning. Good trades balance. It was down a little bit. I mean, not. I mean, it's still down. Previous was down $90. This is down 87. So not quite as much as last time, but profit target hit. It did put a little volatility in the market, which we liked. Okay, so we did hit target on natural gas, or we get out of that natural gas. Once again, most people probably wouldn't take that. You know, you get all this news in the market about, gas shortages and a break in the pipeline, right? You hear all this stuff, and most people are waiting for a buy, and you're leaving money on the table, not taking the shorts. All right, so let's clear this out. So a nice trade, natural gas. That was an Einstein setup. Once again, as I mentioned, at the end of this month, I do put out every night. I put out these. Basically, we're using the same patterns that I use when I'm trading short term, but I apply them to the daily charts, and those have done really well. And I have offered that as a standalone service, but that is going to go away. That is going away. So October 1st. It will no longer be available. And so if you haven't checked out that video, go to my YouTube channel. Or you can go to innovatortradingstrategies.com, and there is a little link there where you can take a look and see how the dailies have been doing overnights. Nice little trades. You put them on, and you just let them carry them through the night, get out the following day. And it's really good for traders that don't really have a lot of time to put into the market. They have done extremely well over the last 3 years, so I personally do trade them. I have done really well with them. I think it's anybody that's, particularly subscribers, if you're not looking at them or trading them, I think you're making a mistake. But if nothing else, you can use them as a strong bias for the day. And it's only $50 a month, and that's going to be good until the end of this month. Then they go away. You're going to have to purchase one of our packages so we can show you how to do it, because that's the reason I'm taking them away. I don't want to be a signal provider. My intent here, I've been trading for 40 years, so my intent here is to share you my knowledge and turn who's ever willing to learn, help you become an independent, long-term successful trader. That's my goal, right? So if you want to learn from somebody that's been doing it for 40 years, then I'm your guy. And my approach is different. It works. I don't use indicators. Everybody else is using indicators. Everybody else is losing money. So these behavioral patterns work, and there is a logic behind it. So there is a reason why they work. A real strong reason why they work. And so the reason why they work is because human behavior under certain conditions is predictable. And that's always going to be the case. So if you want to get a good feel on the dailies, kind of get a good feel for the patterns, check out the dailies. Subscribe. It's only $50 a month. Once you're in, if you stop, then, that goes away. But, at $50 a month, go look at the results. You're easily going to, over the last 3 years, that $50 is nothing compared to what the dailies are making. Now, when I trade dailies, I do some compounding. So I have a good little money management approach that I use to start adding size on the dailies. So, there's a lot of different things you can do with it. But even if you trade as just a single one contract basis, you're going to do you should do well. There's no guarantee. Nobody can guarantee the future. But I'm certainly confident enough to trade it myself. So I'm not just telling people what to do. I do trade. I don't just preach, I trade. Okay, Microsoft just got a really good buy. And I'm almost at the opening bell and I got to get out of here. Okay, so I'm going to have to wrap this up here. I don't really want to put out any more setups because I'm not going to be here to follow them through to the end. So apologize, have to cut it down short today, but tomorrow we'll have a full hour. And once I get back in our live trading room, I'll be back in. We'll continue to watch these setups. But please check out. I did a nice little update on the overnight trades, and it's the last opportunity to. If that's all you're interested in, is just getting trades every night. This is your last opportunity. After that, then you can still do it, but I'm going to teach you how to do it yourself instead of me giving you those setups. All right, that's what's going to be the best for you as a trader. All right, because I may retire someday. I may just shut it all down and just continue to trade on my own. And if that happens, you guys are stuck. You won't have the daily setup. So it is important to learn. All right, so look, everybody have a great trading day. Be careful. I don't really see any major news coming out today. I had that one little report out this morning, created some volatility, which we like to trade. We made a little bit of money. And besides that, got a buying opportunity in Microsoft. Don't see anything in Home Depot. Don't see anything in the indices because they're just continuing to go up. And we got out of our short natural gas. So we had a nice buy, and then we had a short. So we had 3 trades this morning. Had a buy on natural gas, that was a win. A short natural gas, that was a win. And a buy on the mini NASDAQ, and that was a win. And besides that, that is it. All right, everybody have a good day. Any questions? Go to my YouTube channel or go to my website, Innovative Trading Strategies. Y'all have a good day. Take care.